Broadcasting from Park Avenue West, you're watching WMFD Television, Channel 68.1, Mansfield.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised.
25 that I've given out so far, and I would like to give the 26th one tonight.
Okay.
Because we actually have one for you for 33 Forever. This is our Never Stop Caring Award. And this was
maybe an hour after we got the message that we lost Danny. Danny's sister said to us, you know, we were all crying, and she says, what do we do? What do we tell people? And I'm like, baby, we got to tell them the truth. This is nothing that can be hidden, because otherwise the suicide will win.
We're not mental health professionals. This is just something that happened to our family. We direct people other places. And most important of all, I think, don't quit. Keep fighting. Keep living. Things will get better.
Good evening. Welcome to Sparking the Conversation. We are 33 Forever, and I'm Donna Hecht, my husband Jeff, and we are so excited to be able to bring you weekly half-hour messages, stories, and resources surrounding mental health topics and challenges. Today's show and purpose is always to bring hope and provide information and inspiration, making conversations about mental health the norm.
Joe Trolian is our guest tonight. Joe's making his second appearance here on Sparking the Conversation, and he's the Executive Director of the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. He's been with the board since 2003, and he's been the Executive Director since 2007. And he's stopping by tonight to bring us up to date on some things going around in our community. Joe, thanks for joining us again tonight on Sparking the Conversation.
Thanks for having me. I always love coming on the show. I think one more show and I get a free T-shirt.
Something like that. We could probably
arrange that.
We could probably work that out. You guys have been busy. You've had a busy month doing some things.
We have. COVID has been wrecking everybody's lives, and we had intended to have our annual dinner that we have postponed twice in the past 2 years. Well, it got postponed yet again. But one of the things that we wanted to do for this, a lot of times we'll bring in a keynote speaker, somebody from the state. I've just been really impressed with how much the different agencies that we work with, the resources that we work with, the advocacy groups, police departments, health departments, hospitals, have really stepped up during this time. Nobody has gone without services, which was amazing. I've seen all over the country, I have colleagues that are in lots of different places that literally communities shut down, and people just batten down the hatches, and they saw increasing rates of suicide, increasing rates of overdoses, people just becoming just complete shut-ins. And what was really neat in our community, that didn't happen. People actually got together and said, okay, if we can't do face-to-face, how can we make sure these services are available when they need to? Our hotlines, instead of being call-in centers, became call-out centers. They were calling people. The agencies would say, hey, we've got these 6 people, we want them called tonight. Our warm line would call people on that evening.
Wonderful.
The hotline was checking in with people to make sure everyone was available.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing what they could to make sure the doors stayed open, and if you weren't going to come through the door, that we at least had some portal of communication to make sure people were doing well. So we decided this year, rather than have a keynote speaker, we were going to just give awards and thank people. Well, since our event got shut down, we have literally taken it on the road, and I have visited, I think now 26 organizations and people to give out awards to make sure that one, we got caught up.
Yeah.
But really wanted to show our thanks and appreciation for just a job well done.
Yeah,
Well, you
great.
know, and I think that you being at the top of the food chain here is what has made everybody step up, because you are such an example to for everyone to follow. And we're new to this, but my gosh, you just like run it all, and you're everybody is in the right spot at the right time, and that they come back and thank you.
And I wanted to say that too. I mean, the board, your board, and your staff and you have just done such a tremendous job of really providing leadership over this last 2 years, especially. And we've seen it from our standpoint too. And so, kudos to you. I know nobody's giving you an award necessarily, but
we'll give you a
definitely
T-shirt.
need some recognition, and maybe that T-shirt's coming.
I'll take the the T-shirt.
Okay.
And honestly, I enjoy doing what I'm doing. I've, my wife and I have conversations every so often. We're like, okay, how long do we do this? How long do we? Until I'm no longer enjoying what I'm doing. I mean, it's fun. It's a community project. I am now in a position where I'm not so bogged down in doing specific individual client care that I can look at the whole community and go, we need this. This would address a problem, and I can design it, and I can say, okay, I want you to run it, and I want you to support it, and let's help you pay for it, and let's make sure that we have this available in this way. And it's really kind of neat. It's a lot of creativity, and you just kind of roll with it, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Something new every day.
I think the one thing, you talked off air before we got started tonight about kind of the difference that this community is, this Richland County community is, as opposed to what you've seen in some bigger cities or very small towns. And I think that was really insightful. What you said was really insightful. Maybe share that with our audience if you don't mind.
It's my term that I coined years ago. We are a tweener county. Mm-hmm. And I always, because my daughter used to always talk about being a tween. That was us. We're too big to be small and too small to be big. So we tend to have to take care of ourselves because a lot of the smaller counties, the state will come in, they'll help them out, or they'll get support from other communities, or that's just how they operate. The larger counties, boy, they have more money to work with. That's where everything needs to start because you can get the best population. Your statistics will be great because you got that nice big N when you're trying to do something new. The in-between counties, we kind of fend for ourselves, and I like that. I don't have anybody micromanaging us. They like to see what we do, but nobody has those high expectations. Oh, everything's going to be birthed in the tweener counties. So when we do something big, they're like, "Oh, how'd you pull that off?" And it's been a lot of fun to work that way. We had a grant before where we partnered. They paired us up with Cuyahoga County, and where we were able to kind of hit the ground running and have it up and running. We worked with 3rd Street. We worked with Catalyst. We made a partnership. And it took a couple meetings. Cuyahoga County, they had to have committees that were planned and people to come together, and it was a much larger project, and in the end, served a lot more people. But to get it rolling, just really, it's like any of those big boulders. It takes a lot of effort to get them rolling. When they get going, they go well, but
it's like trying to turn an aircraft carrier.
Yes.
Right? It takes a long time and a lot of effort.
I'll stay in my little skiff.
Yeah.
It turns quick.
But it's kind of like the village is raising this
Absolutely.
community, and that's what's great. Joe, we need to take a break, and when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about what's been going on in Richland County. So we'll be right back on Sparking the Conversation.
If you've been injured, whether personal injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you are not alone.
And you definitely don't have to fight alone. While you focus on recovery, let the Heck Law Offices focus on your case.
With over 45 years of combined legal experience, we understand your situation and the entire overwhelming legal process.
With an injury you're already handling too much, let our team be your advocate.
I'm Jeff Heck.
And I'm Jeff Stifler.
We're Mansfield's Injury Lawyers. Call us today or visit us at hecklawoffices.com.
Hi, I'm Joe Trolian, the Executive Director for the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board. Addiction to drugs and alcohol create a personal struggle as well as impact those around you. You are not alone. We have many professionals and organizations who care. Reach out for help today. Know it before you need it. Visit Know It, the letter B, the number 4, the letter U, needit.com.
Brought to you by the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board, growing and preserving a legacy of hope and success within our community.
Kevin called Consolidated Credit. He paid off over $12,000 in credit card debt. Consolidated Credit worked with creditors to cut his interest rates to just over 4%, saving Kevin some serious cash. Kevin paid off his debt in full in just 2.5 years. Call 800-482-6014 for a free consultation. That's 800-482-6014. Call now.
Kelly paid over $21,000 in credit card debt with the help of Consolidated Credit. They enrolled her into a debt management program that cut Kelly's payments by more than half. Consolidated Credit worked with her creditors to reduce her interest rates so she could pay off all her debt fast. Call 800-482-6014 for a free consultation. 800-482-6014. Call Consolidated Credit today so you can do your own happy dance.
This program discusses sensitive mental health issues, including suicide. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. We're here visiting with Joe Trolian, the Executive Director of the Richland County Mental Health Board and Recovery Services Board. And Joe, we were talking in the first segment about some things that are going on, both with what the board has been doing and you've been personally doing here recently. But I loved when you were talking about in the first segment about kind of what our community's been able to do through the pandemic and what you've seen the response to have been. Can you share that, of that, would you?
The impact has been amazing. I mean, like I said, doors have stayed open. People have continued to find ways to do services by hook or by crook. They were going to get things to the people who need it. And we really saw a difference there throughout the country, throughout other communities, we have seen significant increases in suicide rates. Some communities double and triple what they see. We went from 9 the year before the pandemic to 16. Bigger jump than what we wanted to do, but 16 is our average. That is where we are typically at. It's been that way for about the past 15 years. So I was pleased that the efforts we were making were giving people an outlet. The overdose rate was the other one that was just hitting record numbers in other communities. Ours, we went up about 10 to 12%, so we went up a little bit higher. Still wasn't our highest year, which was pretty thrilling with all the work that we've been doing.
Yeah.
And I credit that our opiate response teams. We literally took a month off when the pandemic started just to kind of figure out what we needed to do, get some PPE in place, make sure everybody was going to be safe, and then everybody was ready to go back out and get back out to see people.
Yeah, that is incredible. There's, every life that we lost is horrible, and you don't like to live by statistics. But I remember during the beginning of the pandemic, they were saying this could be beyond horrible, and they even said again in the following year. We heard that from professionals that the first year everyone's battening up and hugging and loving, and then the next year it's going to be worse. And I don't know what the pattern is this year in comparison.
Well, and we see higher stress levels. We see people needing services that have never needed service before, but that's kind of where we put our behavioral health urgent cares into place. These, rather than doing the typical, you call in, you schedule an appointment, maybe 2 or 3 weeks down the road, we're going to get you in at that time that you needed to be seen. Right. We opened up our behavioral health urgent cares, which are more or less walk-in clinics.
Yeah,
so now Monday through Saturday, if you need services, just go over there and they'll get you started.
Well, and we had you on earlier introducing that concept to our audience, and us getting a chance to talk to Dr. Burgraff and Aaron Schaefer from Family Life Counseling and from Catalyst Life Services here in town about those urgent care centers. But how have they done?
They've done great. August and September, we saw 65 people in August, and we saw 82 people in September. So, I mean, we're already up over 150 people. My goal, because I like to think big, I want to be able to see 150 a month.
Yeah.
But we're getting there, and the response has been fantastic. I mean, people are very excited that they didn't think it was really going to happen, and they showed up at the door and somebody saw them. Anecdotally, I get a phone call from the director of Catalyst. She was all excited because we had a Friday. I just wanted to call and let you know we had 10 people at the urgent care today.
That's awesome.
So the staff are taking ownership of it. They like the fast pace. And they realize and they're seeing that they're making an impact in the community,
Exactly.
which is amazing.
We had Chelsea Day on the show, and she had talked about how she was seeing more clients, and we're like, ugh. She goes, no, that's a good thing. We are helping people. And it doesn't seem like they're afraid to ask this year. They're just like realizing this is serious, we need to get some help.
I had the best conversation with a young lady, she's a senior in high school. And she said to me, why don't we just get an assessment once a year? Like we go to the pediatrician or we go to the doctor, we're supposed to get a checkup at least once a year. Can't we get an assessment like that too? And now that's got my wheels turning.
Yeah.
How do we make that happen? So we've got new managed care companies coming on in July. I'm going to be having conversations with them. I would love to have that be maybe a new thing that we pick up at the urgent care. Come in for a quick assessment or something along that line. A wellness assessment, same thing we do at the doctor's office. And I really love that our Gen Zs really seem to be okay with behavioral health care. I'm not seeing as much of the stigma as us crotchety old Gen Xers tend to put out there.
Well, and I know what we've seen dealing with the kids and the students that we deal with and the ones that we talk to and the ones we interact with is that they're way more interested and able to talk, sometimes blow your hair back talk, but tell the stories and be able to get right down into the meat of it right away in ways that our generation certainly didn't, our parents' generation wouldn't even think about. So we're making progress. And the thing that I love is that in the midst of this pandemic, when people are pulling back and organizations are pulling back with their services and they're trying to reach out more, but they haven't figured out ways to do it. Even in our tweener community, as you called it, not only we've been able to do that, but you're seeing the impact already. It's incredible. It's really great.
Absolutely, and I
credit
expect,
to our community.
I really expect to see more.
Yeah.
I mean, things are really moving in the right direction, and so I'm excited to see what the future holds.
We're going to take another break here in a minute. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about some of the other things that are going on with the Richland County Board of Mental Health and Recovery Services with our visit here with Joe Trolian, and we'll be back in a minute.
Now get a double cheeseburger or a 6-piece chicken McNuggets with small fries for just $3.50.
We are more than a counseling center.
More than just a medication or therapy session.
What do I like the most? It's gotta be the team.
Providing the highest standard of care, that's just what we do.
And equipping patients with coping skills to be successful. That's so important.
It's simple. We are just hopeful. We are hopeful for our patients.
We are hopeful that we can help them find their way to a better balanced and more resilient self.
We are Hope 419.
Visit us today at hope419.com.
Introducing the Cool Turtle, the ultra-comfortable mask enhancer that creates a protective, cool, and breathable space between your mask and your face. Simply slide under any mask or gaiter and immediately feel the refreshing pocket of air surrounding your face. Cool Turtle's ergonomically designed, soft, comfortable shell immediately reduces mask friction, allowing you to breathe and talk in a comfortable environment.
I can actually breathe. With the Cool Turtle, no more sweating.
It's like I don't even have a mask on.
Call now and get not 1, not 2, but 3 Cool Turtles for just $10. Order now and we'll send you 2 more Cool Turtles free. No fees, absolutely free. Plus, you can get a 10-pack of 4-ply face masks. Just pay a separate fee. This offer is not available on Amazon. Get the real Cool Turtle now.
Call 1-800-374-3671. That's 1-800-374-3671. Or visit getcoolturtle.com. Order now.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation, and we're excited to talk one last segment with Joe Trolian of the Richland County Mental Health and Recovery Services Board about awards. I wrote down a list on social media. I was looking at all the awards you've given this month, and it's incredible. Topics.
Like we talked about those 3 years worth, and
yeah,
having to catch up a little bit, huh?
But I loved like Shelter in the Storm. Where did that come from? And tell me just a bit about that.
That was our award that we gave to our organizations that provide housing.
Okay.
Whether it's housing where we're doing withdrawal management, residential treatment, recovery housing, they all managed to keep their doors open. They modified bed size. They made sure that people were getting in when they needed to get in, but they still had that comfortable distance. They were dressed up in moon suits and making sure that everything was going forward, but nothing closed, and that was amazing.
That is incredible.
Amazing. Yeah, that's remarkable.
Prevention at any means, never stop caring, services when you need it. It's just incredible, and all the names, I mean, Healing Hearts Counseling Center, 3rd Street, Family Health Services, Mansfield Comprehensive Treatment Centers. We've got the Starface Project. I mean, I could go on 26. Something like that?
25 that I've given out so far, and I would like to give the 26th one tonight.
Okay.
Because we actually have one for you. for 33 Forever. This is our Never Stop Caring Award. And this was really amazing at how Starfish Project, Project One, Fusion Church, 33 Forever, National Alliance on Mental Illness. You're not direct services, but you go out and you get the community involved. You make sure people know. We can talk to her blue in the face. We're the board. We're always out there talking, rah, rah, rah. People are going to listen to you. If you say, yeah, what he's saying, that's actually true, and this is a great process. So we've really enjoyed partnering with you, and it's the fact that you don't stop caring. It doesn't matter what's going on any given day. You're still going to care about the person the same today as you did yesterday. And so we have given you this award, and we hope you display it prominently, and we're just so happy to have you as part of our system.
Well,
that is
we really
wonderful.
appreciate the partnership that we feel like we now have with the board and so many other organizations here in town in the mental health field, and it means a lot. It means a lot to us that we have been able to discover, a fledgling knowing nothing really. I mean, we thought we knew a little bit, but we've learned so much in the last 2.5, almost 3 years. And what we've learned is Richland County has a pretty amazing community of caring, especially when it comes to mental health and recovery services. So thank you very much for that award.
Thank you. We're honored. Beyond blessed. And, after we lost Danny, our family we got together, and obviously we started 33 Forever, but our whole point was just to bring awareness to suicide and maybe help somebody. I know that it's happened, and we'll just, keep going a day at a time and just, follow your lead, like we said, and just try to, change some lives. But this will go in our 33 Forever office.
It will.
And
I'll Never Stop
really
Caring
cool.
Award. That means a lot, I think, because I think our whole organization, our board, from top to bottom, our family, our friends, the people who support us, I think that's really exactly how we and they look at what we're doing. So it's a perfect name. So very, very apropos. Thank you very much for that.
Yeah. We always talk about hope at the end, and this whole entire half hour has been about hope. But can you give us just a little tidbit about what's going on for the next year and a half that we're starting that maybe we can look forward to?
Oh, boy. Lots of projects in the works. Few I can't talk about yet, but we'll definitely book a time for me to come on.
You bet.
But we're definitely looking on how we can move things forward. We're looking at different approaches to crisis services. Has been one that's always near and dear to my heart. That's where most of my career has been spent, is doing crisis work. But I'm always looking for what's the best way to reach people where they're at. And so we're really starting to take a look. The state's putting some initiatives together, which ones we can adapt to our community. Again, a lot of these initiatives come out and they'll work great in Montgomery County, but maybe we need to do something modified here. So we're seeing what partners we can pull together, actually have some meetings with commissioners and to address some of these concerns. And so we're excited to see the crisis work, both for adults and for kids, really take a huge leap forward in the next year. I'll put that out there.
Yeah, that's great.
That is.
And I know we don't have a lot of time left, but you talked to us about something called recovery in business, which seems to be perfect with the situation we're dealing with employment issues, with businesses locally, having enough employees and things like that. Really quickly, we don't have a lot of time, but maybe you could just give us a little snippet of what that looks like.
Sure. We are now trying to partner with businesses. We've done this for years, but we have businesses that they've got open positions. We've got people that we've been working with, they're ready to get back to work. And so we're trying to then bring the two together. What can we do to prepare people better for the employers? What can we do to prepare the employers better to receive people that may have addiction issues or be struggling with a mental illness, so that we can put people together and make sure that they're as productive as they can be.
That's awesome. Great program. We look forward to hearing more about that as we go along.
Absolutely. And thank you for the award. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely.
And we appreciate you being here, and we appreciate all of you.
I wish my grandfather knew
how deeply his loss would be felt.
But if love could have saved you, you would have lived forever.
I wish she had the chance to grow up and learn more about what life had to offer her.
I am so glad someone reminded me that I'm worth it and will always be worth it.
I'm glad that I have people now that support what I want to do in my dream of helping other people.
Catalyst Life Services, a comprehensive behavioral health organization, has been serving the community for 70 years. Our wide array of wraparound services and our ability to treat the whole person is what sets us apart. It's everything you need in one place: mental health, crisis, detox and addiction services, case management, and peer recovery support. We even offer vocational programming to get you back to work. Catalyst Life Services. Call today and get the help you need.
Imagine this is your money and someone wants to take it from you. Who is it? The IRS. Guess what? They want your money and they can take it, all of it if they want. So what do? You fight back by letting our team of experts work it out with the IRS so you can keep your money. Call right now and learn for free how we can help you put it back in your pocket. 5 minutes of your time can save you thousands of dollars. So please call right now.
Welcome back to Sparking the Conversation. This is the part of our program we call the Memory Moment every week. And we have a memory moment tonight that I think is apropos. So we've been talking about awards, among other things on the show tonight. And you had some ideas about awards Danny got, but I can't really, what awards are you talking about?
Well, Danny tried to get, a lot of awards. Tried to get #1 daughter award. That didn't work. Best sister award. But anyhow,
she's pretty good at that.
She got a lot of awards when she was young through high school. She was a swimmer.
She was a good swimmer, actually.
Yep.
Very good swimmer.
Yeah, she hated. She loved practice. She hated getting on the platform to go in. She would get physically ill.
Got nervous, really nervous. But she was a really good performer in the pool.
Yeah.
And actually, that brings up some things as far as that goes, because really that swimming is in a way what brought our family together.
It is, and they actually claim that if it wasn't for those two swimming as young girls together, that would be Jeff's daughter Sarah, mine Danny. They swam together from the time they were 7 and 8 years old, and then life turns, and lo and behold, we get together. We're here, and so that's Danny's award. She may have gotten some at work.
Think about that. Maybe her best award was she got me.
Maybe.
Anyway, that's
okay.
That's our memory moment for tonight. And thanks for joining us tonight again. And we look forward to seeing you again next week with another great guest here on Sparking the Conversation.